Okay guys, here's my first video for example 1 for the week of April 20th through May 1st. So what I'm doing here is a sample problem very similar to the one I assigned for you, and I'm going to work it out, and then you should be able to use this model to help you with your number 1 if you're not sure what to do. So the directions say use any pair of points to calculate slope. So I need to use my slope formula, which is m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Now my graph here, I have several points I can choose. Question A says use any pair. So I decided to use this point here, 2 comma 1, and this point here, 4 comma 2. So when I sub into my formula here, I'm going to replace the y sub 2 over here with this y value of 0.2 and take the 2 and put it here for the y sub 2 minus from the formula, and then I'm going to substitute in for y sub 1. So I go to my y value for 0.1 here, which is 1, and sub that in. My denominator for x sub 2, I'm going to go to 0.2 and take the x value, which is 4, and sub that in here. My minus sign from the formula, and then for x sub 1, I'm going to go to 0.1 and sub the x value in from 0.1, which is 2. And so then when I simplify this, I have 2 minus 1 in the numerator, which is 1, and 4 minus 2 in the denominator, which is 2. So my slope here for my line on my sample here is 1 over 2. Now question B on your assignment, and the one I'm doing here, says use a different pair of points to calculate the slope. So I'm choosing 2 other points on my line here. I'm going to pick these last 2 points, the 6, 3 and the 8, 4, and I'm going to show you how to find slope using those those 2 points. So same formula here. Here's my 0.1, 6 comma 3, my 0.2, 8 comma 4. So when I sub into my slope formula, I'm replacing the y sub 2 with the 4 minus the y sub 1, which is the 3. Denominator, x sub 2, I go to 0.2, the x value is 8, minus x sub 1, go to 0.1, the x value is 6. Numerator, 4 minus 3 is 1. Denominator, 8 minus 6 is 2. So again, I get 1/2, which is what I was expecting. Now, on question C, when they say like to justify this or explain why this is happening, what you can say and what I said here is the vertical change and the horizontal change is the same on both problems. So it doesn't matter whether I choose my 0.1 and 0.2 like I did on example A, or whether I chose my 0.1 and 0.2 and they were different like I did on example B here. Your rationale and why you'd expect to get the same slope is because the vertical change, which is the change on the y-axis, and the horizontal change, which is the same on the x-axis, is the same between each set of points.